Good evening and welcome to RaceSpot TV here on iRacing Live as you join us for week 11
out of 12
of the UK&I Skip Barber Monday Night Racing School Series, brought to you in part by Shelter, charity for homelessness and housing. We're live here at Monza Junior for what is set to be a titanic battle amongst the bigwigs of the UK&I Skip Barber Series. This track is fast, it is furious, and the action is close. We are set for an incredible 25-lap scrap. Venus, this is going to be an amazing race. We saw this last night in the Skip Barber 2K Cup, also here on RaceSpot TV and iRacing Live. It was an immense 40-lap charge. We're set to go about just over half that distance tonight, which means the drivers will be pushing twice as hard.
Yeah, we had the same amount of cars in the race yesterday. It was very crowded, a lot of passing going on all the time, especially with the big draft to get down the straights, and with the race being shorter than yesterday, I'm expecting a lot more action today than we saw yesterday, so we're in for a very, very good race.
Absolutely, of course. This is important for those drivers in a points fight with 1 week to go. Paul Grillo leading that championship right now, ahead of his PH Racing teammate Mark Mercer. In fact, he's only 12 points behind him, so everything matters here. Adcock in third, Fahim Antonides in fourth, Adrian Bidwell fifth. So it's a very, very close championship. But qualifying is complete here at Monza. To get those positions for you up on the screen now, as we can run through your grid for tonight's race. Well, Mark Mercer doing what he needs to do tonight. He is on pole position with a 57.568. Fahim Antonides in second, Mark Turner behind them. James Williamson alongside in fourth, Adrian Bidwell in fifth, Rob Reed in P number 6, Tim Adcock, Peter Cowan, Don Keaveney and Keith Sharp rounding at your top 10 at what is set to be a draft-tastic race. Press those positions up on your screen now as the cars will head across the grid as we get ready to go racing here at Monza. Linus, this is going to be an amazing race. What are we thinking for the first lap? 3, 4 or 5 wide into turn 1?
If I remember correctly, we saw a bit of 4 wide going into turn 1 yesterday, and I've heard drivers say that they're going to try and get it 5 wide to improve that. But I don't think that will be a wise decision. Surviving lap 1 is going to be very, very important here, and keeping your car in one piece is going to be very, very crucial. Absolutely.
So these cars now heading across to the grid, and we're going to have a great race here tonight. It's some big hitters at the front of the field, and we know that people can come from pretty deep in the field here and make this work, so we're going to make sure these guys have a clean race tonight and we don't have any mishaps or problems. Well, there are going to be some, but at the same time it's going to be really exciting to see what happens. You see those cars heading across now. We have, well, 2 minutes until we hit the grid, and we are waiting now for those drivers to come across, but no Paul Grillo in sight at all, which means, well, his championship might be hurt a little bit by this one. Mark Mercer, if he can stay in the top 5, will take the championship lead heading into that final round as the cars now heading across the grid. Antonides and Mercer, the front row, they have taken their positions already. Williamson behind them, Bidwell not on the track yet, or Bidwell is, Turner is not. Those drivers will be slowly heading across there now, and we are only moments away from that green flag flying here at Monza. This track is so short. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 corners, 5 corners maximum on this racetrack. It's going to be fast. Track we know for sure stays together. It's all down to the drivers here today as the final cars come across the grid. We get prepared to see exactly what will happen. Engines revving. They're getting set to go. The lights are on. The lights are off. Mark Mercer with a good getaway at the front of the field here. Antonides slots into second place, but good start from Mark Turner. He's sitting there nearly up alongside Antonides, but not quite. It will be single file at the front of your grid as we head through. Tim Adcock running outside there of the front pack in the top 10. Further back in your field, though, it is still too wide. A lot of racing going on here, but everybody through first corner cleanly for now. We'll find out exactly what's happened. Everyone's doing well so far. No problems so far. Mercer with a clear lead ahead of Antonides. Turner in third. Bidwell up to P number 4, the 2AM Racing teammates now. Nose to tail ahead of Rob Reed up to P number 5, Linus.
Yeah, very, very clean start again today, and very clean by everyone. James Williamson, who qualified in 4th, has for some reason not taken a grid, and he's not on the track yet, so I don't know what's happened there.
No problems for James Williamson. Great qualifying from him, P number 4, but at the front it's still Mercer, but inside goes Antonides, going for the lead as they will head into turn number 1. Antonides looking like he's going to try and take that position away, and he will do just that heading into turn number 1, but we're looking at car number 10 right now, Don Keaveney. They are looking like they're trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. He won't. Oh, Tim Adcock with a mistake there into turn number 1. You'll see exactly what happened to him. Adcock, though, nearly passed as he just... No, it wasn't Tim Adcock. I apologise. That was another car entirely. We'll try and find out who that was. That is the 34 car of Mario Larson with a problem. Thought it was Tim Adcock. They have the same livery on their cars, but Larson got loose. He saved that car. And, well, he's gone back to pit road. That's a big disappointment for Mario Larson, though. Mark Mercer back to the front of your field here. Antonides has to settle for second for now. But if last night was anything to go by, Linus, we're going to see them passing all race long.
Yeah, the long straights and these kind of cars, the draft is so massive. You can pass one car down a straight, and by the end of the straight, he might as well pass you back. So we're going to see position changes all the way through this race several times per lap. So it's going to be non-stop action everywhere. Oh, big dive! One. And he gets the leader. There
Contact! Huge incident there in turn number 1. We're going to see exactly what happened, and that was the car there of Adrian Bidewell. No, was it Adrian Bidewell? It was Adrian Bidewell. Bidewell looks to the inside, misses his braking marker completely straight into turn number 1. Locks up, hits the rear of Antonides. Antonides out. Bidewell out. That was a huge incident, Linus.
Yeah, he missed his braking completely and tried to still turn in and just hit the back of Antonides and sent him into the wall. I don't think we'll see him back on the track, unfortunately.
No, major problems for Antonides, who was running at the front here, of course. He was in the championship points. He was sitting in P4. This will very much hurt his race. His only consolation, the guy behind him in the standings, Bidewell, also out at this stage. Looking at the car number 3 here, Rob Reed. He's defending his position, moved up to second place now, heading into turn 1. Some good defensive driving from Reed. We saw him running in 2K Cup last night, of course. An impressive drive at the front of the field here. Reed, Linus, is obviously an oval specialist, so very comfortable in a tight pack.
Yeah, he's very, very good on oval racing, and he's pretty good in road racing as well. He's good overall, and in the race yesterday we saw him made a massive save into turn 1 when he was almost 90 degrees sideways and still managed to carry on. Unfortunately, he had a bit of an incident late in that race and couldn't finish, but he had a very strong race and improved, I think, almost 10 positions in that race.
Big battle here, the treble 6 car of Mick Watson there is fighting alongside the number 92 of Ashley Blakely. Chris Robinson and David Cake behind them, nearly 3 wide behind them into Parabolica. Huge battle here for the bottom end of your top 20, but well, the winner at the moment will be Mick Watson. He's sitting in P number 17 and will hold the head of this small pack. Have dropped back, but looking up ahead of them though, Piers Cockey, Alan Patterson and Paul Thurston looking like 4 wide into turn number 1 as Patterson will take initiative. He will clear them but runs wide. Through goes the car there of Paul Thurston. He gets a good line through as it's still 2 wide behind them. Big action here. This is the top end of your top 20, so in the middle there, P13ish. Good battling in there. Big gaps now starting to form between P13 and P12, 11 and 10, but up further towards the front of the race it is still Reed following Mercer. As we look back on that fight here, of course, Mark Turner, the teammate of Bidewell, who had the incident earlier on, sitting in P number 4 even at the moment. Tim Adcock up to P4. He's in high position for him as Reed goes to the outside of Mercer. We've seen Reed use that outside line in turn 1, Linus. Can he make it stick?
He did a very good job at it yesterday, and he's just taken a lead, so he actually holds the inside going into 1. He had such a big draft down the straight, he managed to clear him, so looked like a very good and clean and easy pass for Reed. Let's see if he can hold the lead now and maybe take home the win.
Well, we know holding the lead here is next to impossible with the draft we have at Monza, so he's going to have to do a lot of work and hopefully just let Mercer go if he catches him. His top 4, of course, pulling away now. They are just over 1.5 seconds clear of Peter Cowan in P number 5 at the moment. Keith Sharp chasing him down as things stand. John Cleaveney and Rhys Saunders up to P number 8. Mark O'Connell, P number 9. Chris Simpson, P10. But he himself is under challenge from the 16th of Simon Maltby. Behind him, Adam Kent. So the top 10 reforming into a pack again here. Obviously separated out by a few moments so far in the traffic. We've lost a couple of drivers so far. Lee Deemer's a lap down, and Snyder's a lap down. Bill Fraser, he is on pit road. We'll try and find out what happened to Bill Fraser, of course. He's a front runner normally in this series. Whatever's happened has got to have been big for Fraser to be out. But we have a battle for P2 at the moment, so we'll have to focus back on that. And, well, we said it happened, Linus, but Mercer is back through.
Yeah, it was just a matter of time. It's so hard to hold the lead with a draft this big, and we're going to see these guys keep changing position throughout this race, and the last couple of laps is going to be very important to see what strategy everyone has and where they want to position themselves, because yesterday the leader of the last corner won, but I don't think he'll want to be the leader here today, because it looks like you get to run so early on the straight if you can just time it right, so we'll see what they play at.
If you're looking here, you can see Mark Mercer and Rob Reed, the big draft there from Rob Reed, catching up to Mercer, looking to the outside again. We've seen him do that time after time, but here comes Adcock. It's a big one here, as you're seeing on there with Turner. Actually, Mark Turner in P4 behind this pack here. Incredible racing there. Oh, Tim Adcock goes wide. Will he catch Mercer? No, they managed to survive. Tim Adcock hangs it on the outside there, Linus, and takes the lead.
Yeah, we got a very, very good run down the straight somehow. Don't know, I think it looked like Rob Reed lifted out a little bit, so he might have had a bit of help from that, but it could have ended bad in the corner there. Luckily, they all held it together. And here comes Tim Adcock back on the inside, and he's going to take the lead right back.
Well, it is Mark Mercer, not Tim Adcock. It's confusing to work out who's who here, but Adcock will try and defend that position. But on the outside line, they're not going to have the same run as Rob Reed will in third. Reed going to try and make that move against Adcock. We saw a last inch pass for second place last night, of course, and we could see exactly the same again, as it's too wide now behind your leaders. Big run there for Adcock in second, looking to the outside of Mercer. Will he hang around the outside again? No, he clears him before the corner. Of course, this lead pack all taking a very wide entry, Linus, into turn one. We've seen drivers taking a very narrow line. So, the difference?
I'm not sure really why, if it's better line or if they just trust the guys behind them to not make a dive bomb, because guys further back in the field, they might just stay tight in there to protect positions from behind, but I'm not really sure.
There goes Mercer again. We're going to see this all day, so that's not news anymore. Look back through your field, find out what's going on deeper in your pack. Of course, right now we've got some drivers still in 3s, 4s and 5s racing here throughout the field. Of course, still there are, I believe, 29 cars on your lead lap of 35 cars that started this race, so a huge field today. We've got a good pack there forming. It's down towards the bottom end of your top 20, actually. It's P21, P22, 23, Cake, Bloomfield and Brandon. This Cake's monitors work fine this week, but right now they're all embroiled in a fairly big battle there on the racetrack. We'll have to see if they can hold on, but draft will kick in as well for Cake. Will he have his and eat it? We'll find out as he's catching the back of Weston Blakely, but he's not going to be close enough this time by. We'll soon see him making some moves. Blakely there with the move on Barry West. As it's the inside comes Cake. Very optimistic move, but he'll get that move done on Barry West. Hopefully not a tuner car, but there we go. As on he goes, and we'll see if he can catch Blakely now as he moves through the field. Looking further up there, we have also action going on with Maltby, Simpson and Kent there, 10, 11 and 12 on the racetrack, as we have a move by Adam West, looking there, searching against Chris Simpson, not able to find a way through as they head into Parabolica. Will the draft be big enough coming off that corner? We'll soon find out. Not going to be close enough this time by. Those positions should remain. We might see a late move for those guys. It is too wide for the lead of the race there, Mercer and Adcock. As Mercer overcooks his entry a little bit, Adcock gains. Not able enough though to take advantage, so they will stay in line. Right now it's Mercer from Adcock, from Turner, from Reed, and that lead pack now 3.2 seconds clear of your 5th place runner of John Cleaveney. So this pack fighting as hard as they are, Linus, they're still pulling away.
Last couple of laps it's only been the two leaders passing each other back and forth, and John back in 5th has not got any draft in front of him, so with it only being the first two passing each other, they're actually gaining time from this, as it's not really slowing them down. And it looks like Rob Reed is just sitting back here waiting patiently for something to happen, or waiting for the last few laps, so he's not going to get involved and slow these guys down at all.
Passed by the 932 there, Keith Sharp on Reece Saunders, and that is for P number 7 in your top 10. That was a pass on the inside of Parabolica, so a brave move, but Saunders coming back at him. We see Saunders make a move into one. He will stay in line for now, so taking the safer option at the moment. Nice wide entry there for Saunders as he makes that move. Mark O'Connell hot on his tail though. This is definitely not abating anywhere in your field today. It's draft, the great equaliser, Linus, of course. As we see now though, it's incredible really seeing how hard these guys are pushing this race. As we see there, Mercer going to the inside of Adcock again. They will pass once more. Of course, if they can get each other cleared on the straights, Linus, big advantage. Being too wide of the corners though, that's when they lose time.
Yeah, if they manage to clear each other on the straights, that's going to be a massive help for this front group, which we see as they keep on pulling away from the guys in 5th, 6th and 7th. And if you go too wide into a corner, you're instantly going to lose up to like half a second.
I'll stop you there, Linus, because it's too wide for 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th there, as Reed will pass Turner, and Adcock passes Mercer back into turn number 1, so Reed up to 3rd, and Adcock back to the lead of your race. The first time we've seen that Martini Williams Barbacar the lead of a racer in the UK&I Skippys, and it's not an unwelcome sight. Club 100 machine there of Mercer having to deal with 2nd place. Not a usual spot for him, but he will make that clear. He wants his lead back. As we head here, Rob Reed will come through with him, it seems. Could see Adcock held on the outside. Yep, that is what Reed's going to do. Reed is going to use him as a pick. Try and look through, but no, the door gets closed by Adcock on Reed. He doesn't get the run, but he will off the corner there. Big run from Reed. He will use the draft at the back of Mercer. Mercer actually perhaps wanting to help 3rd place car there, Linus. Break off the attack from Adcock.
Yeah, Adcock is a little bit more of a threat in the championship, I think, than Rob Reed. Here he comes up the
Three
inside.
wide,
3 wide going
lead.
into turn 1.
It is indeed Reed with the inside line. Will have the advantage. The other two are looking like they'll back out. They have. Adcock looking around the outside still. He has a good run there, but Reed will have the position as it stands. Ooh, a lot of curb grabbed there by Tim Adcock. He will not be happy with that mistake. Reed will be leading now as we head towards Parabolica, but it is not a done deal in the slightest. Too wide behind him. That is Tim Adcock, and that is Mark Mercer. Mercer looking to the inside here as we arrive at Parabolica. There'll be 14 laps completed this time by the stripe, and these guys have passed each other way more than that.
Yeah, now they've really started the battle. We've got more than 10 laps to go, so I think it's a little too early at the moment, but at the same time you want to know what the others got and show what you can do and try and see how you race against these guys, so you don't show up with 2 laps to go and then all of a sudden they also held back like 10%, so you need to start pushing to make them push and maybe make mistakes, so there's less of you at the end. What this is doing though is it's letting the guy in 5th catch up. He actually closed up a whole second on him on that lap, so this is going to be a 5-car battle soon if they keep doing this.
He did indeed. Of course, that gap now down between Mark Turner and John Cleaveney from what was 3 seconds to now 1.4 seconds on a racetrack, so that advantage has been lost by your lead pack fighting so hard. We talked about this earlier. They have cost themselves a runaway victory here that could be decided amongst themselves, but well, only 5th place is caught up. It's still about 3.5 seconds back from Cleaveney to Keith Sharp in P6, Linus. But I believe we have some action on the track. That's the 44 car of Dean Blumfield, and a real scrap here. Car at the front of this group is Martin Brandon's in there, Blumfield, Robinson's in there. Bloomfield's the one leading this small group at the moment, of course. That Skip Barbacar there, the number 44, head of this very vicious pack. Robinson, Stuart Pomfrey, Dean Wellington and Ben Summers there. It is a tough, tough fight, Linus.
And we got a pass. Oh, there's a crash. Someone is off. I'm not sure who that is. I think that's Stuart Pomfrey who hit the side of Ian Robinson.
We'll find out now. It was, in fact, Stuart Pomfrey there into the side of Robinson. Big impact. Pomfrey is not able to judge that correctly. Replay up for you on the screen. As, Pomfrey comes into the inside, trying to go deep into the corner. But washes out wide. Can't really put it on anybody else but him. Catches Robinson. End of their races. Unfortunate for those two drivers. But it is all over now. The Adcock is back in 3rd now. He was leading last time by. Mercer in 1st. 2nd is Reed. And, well, look, here comes John Cleaveney. He is actually passing Mark Turner, Linus.
Yeah, he's caught up to these guys now, and he's not going to sit back. He's got a chance to win this, and he's not going to hold back at all. He's going to go pushing it all he can. As they're 3 wide into turn 1, Mercer actually backed out, so they're just too wide, but Rob Reed is going to hold it around the outside, I think, and he's going to retake the lead.
He does indeed. That's the textbook Rob Reed move there, around the outside in turn 1, hanging it wide. We saw him drifting there last night in 2K Cup, of course. Big moment for that number 3 car, but, well, he is back in the lead here. Adcock's not going to have to run this time by. We don't think he will. Look to the inside, though. Will we see him make a move on Rob Reed? He's going to be inside. He will look. Rob Reed has the choice of backing out here or running around the outside and keeping the momentum, but he'll have to tuck inside. Stop car of Mercer getting back in through there. This is just hotting up so much. We have 7 laps to go this time by the stripe, and it is not even close to being decided as Rob Reed makes a jink to the left. And we'll go too wide for that lead. He's going to try and go around the outside again. Here comes Mercer. Once again, 2 laps in a row. We're 3 wide heading into turn number 1. Who will back out? Who will be the bravest? Adcock goes in deeper. Mercer backs out for momentum. Reed around the outside. Should hold himself alongside Mercer. He doesn't. He backs out. Let's root Mercer through. Reed down to 3rd position from 2nd that time by. This is just not quitting. Don Cleveney up to P number 4 now, ahead of Mark Turner. And he's closing in on Reed, Linus.
Yeah, it's going to be very fun to see what he can do now when he catches up to these guys, because he's just been going along on his own, and all these guys have been passing each other back and forth. So hopefully for him, now in the last 7 laps, he will have better tyres than the rest of them, so he can really make an upset here and maybe even get to win.
Very much so there. That's Simon Maltby making a move on Chris Simpson for position here. Nice for your bottom end of your top 10. Maltby looking to the inside there as he heads into the corner. The 18 car. Well, just actually that's Piers Cocky. But Piers Cocky there going around the outside, the wider way through Parabolica, not as fast, but he will keep momentum as he is back on the rear there of Maltby. The number 16 car just holding on for what he can as they close in again across the line. This will be 2 wide into 1. Could it be 3 wide? Closing in on Paul Thurston there. Will Maltby look to the inside? He's going to look to the inside. Here comes another car behind them. Adam Kent looking with a late move there into turn number 1 alongside Thurston. I think that put the number 50 off there, Linus, but Thurston grabs some grass, holds the car, keeps it going. Great driving from him. Alan Patterson up to P15 there. He's in a points-paying position. That's great for him. Up ahead, though, it's Adam Kent, Mark Fisher, Mick Watson getting involved in this one, so no sign of that abating yet. Mercer leading once again into turn after the final corner. I apologise. Behind him, it's Tim Adcock, and no, it's not Rob Reed, it's John Cleveney. He is up to P3 now, looking like a podium for the number 10 car. If he can hold on to this one, we are 5 laps to go here. 3 wide for the lead. We could see a new leader and a first-time leader here. If he can hold on.
He's going to do it. He's putting it up the inside, and it's like I thought. He's got better tyres than these guys, so he's going to be able to bring it to them. And he's definitely not going to back down, even though he's up against some of the hot top guys in the championship. And he's actually going to do it. Now Rob Reed is going to get the run on the back straight, and they're going to go 3 way down towards the Parabolica.
They are indeed. Obviously, you just answering a text there from that driver telling you what he's going to do. But, yep, 3 wide into Parabolica. Mercer looking for a way to join the party. He thinks the better of it. He will not get involved, which is thankful for them, I suspect. But now 2 wide. It's now Reed and it's Adcock. They are wheel to wheel through Parabolica. We've not seen this sort of racing here at Monza since the 1960s and the vintage era of Formula 1. We have cars wheel to wheel racing in the Parabolica. That is an amazing fight here as we'll go 2 wide. No, we're going to go 3 wide again into turn number 1.
John's going to make it 4 wide. Here we go.
4 wide into turn number 1 at Monza. Cleveney, Mercer, Adcock, Reed. Who will back out first? We have no idea. Adcock and Mercer holding true. Here comes Reed through into 3rd place. Looking for 2nd. Cannot get it done right now. But this is intense, Linus. We are 4 laps to go now. This is on, and it is on for good. These drivers are going to bring this one home.
Yeah, as you can see now, John, last time onto the back straight, he had the lead, and now he's down in 4th, and that's how quick it can change. And in the next lap, he might as well be back up in the lead. So this is not over until we're crossing the start-finish line on the last lap. This can go either way.
Not looking back for a moment. That's Paul Thurston just managed to get past Ricardo Piers Cocky. Behind him, Alan Patterson and Adam Kent fighting for position. Kent's actually past Patterson. He's down to P number 15 again, but battle in your midfield still very intense. Looking back towards the front again. Can't take our eyes off this one. 4 wide again into turn number 1. Here comes through driver of John Keaveney. He will actually have it this time. John Keaveney to the lead for the first time at Monza, but he runs wide. 3 wide through turn 1. This is brave. We don't normally see this sort of driving. That is optimistic, guys. Be careful. As through goes Reed. Behind him is Adcock. Adcock behind him, Mercer and Keaveney. Side by side. Martin Turner wanting to get involved as well. Big jump there by Reed, though. The advantage of running the lower line throughout 3 wide. Takes that position from Adcock. So his choice of lines here for Reed as he jigs back to the left so he can take the widest angle through the corner. Mercer up to P3. Adcock in P2 right now, not having the jump he'd want, but he has still got a good chance of a run. We might start seeing the draft braking happening here in Monza as drivers duck that inside wall, trying to find a way of breaking the toe to the cars behind them. As Reed will pull Mercer rather than second place Adcock through, give him an advantage. Try and shake up the order here. So as I see some oval driving, Daytona style there, Linus.
Yeah, I don't know if you might think that Adcock is stronger than Mercer, or if it was just that Mercer came from further back, so he did that to make sure that no one got past him. But either way, it seemed to have worked because no, Rob Reed is gone.
No, we've lost Rob Reed somewhere. Rob Reed has vanished. That's a huge disappointment for the driver number 3. He is nowhere to be seen. What a huge disappointment. We've got an accident somewhere, or no.
No, he just lost connection.
It is connection issue for Rob Reed, so major disappointment there for him. But Adcock and Mercer and Keaveney holding on to the fight here. Mark Turner in P5. That's P4 now. They go past the stripe. We'll find out if Reed will suddenly reappear in turn 1. We don't expect it, but oh, that's a huge shame for the number 3 driver. Mercer will be scored as your leader this time by, though. Behind him, Tim Adcock, John Keaveney, Mark Turner in 4th, Rob Reed down to 5th. No, he is gone. Rob Reed has been disconnected. He's out of the race. What a huge disappointment with only 2 laps remaining here at Monza. Mark Mercer, 2nd place in the championship. This finishing position will do for him. Will he be brave? Will he try and hold on? As a mistake from Tim Adcock, he drops back. Keaveney now has a chance to attack as Mercer begins to make a breakaway here. This is exactly what he needs. The 932 of Keith Sharp now under attack. He has been passed by, I believe that's the car there of Rhys Saunders. He is ahead of him. Saunders ahead of Sharp, Cowan behind him, Simpson behind him. With a big battle at the bottom of your top 10, but Mark Mercer has the gap he needs. Will he hold on for one more lap? He might just have enough gap. The gap is huge there. 10 car lengths back to Tim Adcock. No draft in sight for the number 21. Can Mercer hold on one more time by the stripers? 2 wide behind him. This is what Mercer wanted to see. Keaveney and Adcock side by side. They won't hold it into the corner. Gaps reduced again. This could be everything now.
Turner is getting involved as well now. He's been waiting the whole race, and now in the last couple of laps he's been trying to get involved, but he's not been able to get up and make any positions. So we'll see what he can do in the Parabolica.
Very much so. Mercer now 1 more corner to go. The gap is huge. Back to himself and Tim Adcock. This could be exactly what he needs. The draft is far too wide now. He should not be giving toe to Tim Adcock. We've seen the gap be smaller than this and not make it to the line, Linus. So realistically, Mercer might have this from the bag as Tim Adcock dives in too deep, trying to close in again. He does indeed. Tim Adcock tried to close in there, could not make it. Mark Mercer, P2 in the championship to P1 in the championship, and the race winner here at Monza this week in the UK&I Skip Barber Series. 2nd place goes to Tim Adcock. John Keaveney, his first podium in the series, P number 3. Mark O'Connell comes from home 4th. Mark Turner with an incident just as we cross the line, and 3 wide behind them with, I believe that is Chris Simpson, then Keith Sharp, then Rhys Saunders. P number 8, Peter Cowan. P number 9, Simon Maltby. Here's Cocky, brings home the last car in your top 10. What an amazing race.
I don't know what happened at the end there, but Mark Turner made contact to John Keaveney and he didn't make it out of the last corner, so he's not going to finish this race, unfortunately.
He is not. We're going to try and go back actually and find out what happened there for you with the driver of Mark Turner. We know there was an incident with Tim Adcock in that final corner. We're going to try and go back and examine what happened here. We see him in the guardrail on the inside. We'll go back and we'll find out. Hopefully we'll have a replay up for you now, and we will show that. Replay is up now. You see there. He goes in deep behind Keaveney. No, he hits the back of Keaveney. Keaveney drifts and saves it. Turner puts himself in the wall. Big disappointment for Mark Turner in that number 13 AM racing car. He ends his own race with a late attempt at a lunge. What a huge disappointment. And speaking of first podiums, we've got to say it's also the first podium for Tim Adcock. So 2 firsts here today. Tim Adcock and John Keaveney both taking podiums as they have an incredible race today. Wow, that was an incredible experience for us all here. I'm sure you enjoyed watching that one. We're just going to go to a quick break, but first, it's the results. Mark Mercer in P1, Tim Adcock in 2nd, John Keaveney P3 rounds out your podium. Mark O'Connell 4th, Chris Simpson, Keith Sharp, Reece Saunders, Peter Cowan, Simon Maltby and Piers Cockey rounding out your top 10. Rest of those results on your screen. Oh, rather than go to commercial, we're going to go straight to an interview with one of the drivers who was out very early on in this race. That is the driver of James Williamson. James, you had such high hopes for this race. You qualified 4th and you didn't start. What happened?
Well, since I raced on 3 screens, my right hand screen, which is important for turn 1, decided to turn itself off. And I couldn't find out why until about lap 20, so there was no point going out by that point.
Oh, very disappointing, of course. You were here watching last night. You were expecting a great race today. Just disappointment for you, and especially with a potential chance of a championship finish.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it. Last night's race was outstanding from the guys in the 2K Cup, and I was hoping for a finish just as close as that.
Very much so, and well, hopefully there's another chance for you next week. Well, we all need to take a breath. That was an incredible race, as we normally expect from the UK&I Skip Barber Series. And for 23 cars to finish on that lead lap is a huge deal to how close the racing was here. We love the racing we see on Monday nights here on Racespot TV. And as usual, you can join us same time next week for more UK&I Skip Barber Series, where we will see the season finale and a champion crowned. Well, that's all from me, Rachel Whiteford. I've been joined tonight by Linus Brostrom and Hugo Louise on the cameras. Have a great night. Catch us next week. Bye.